All right. It is time for some great discussion. Now, Sylvester Juwe's journey from struggling schoolboy athlete to international track star embodied the spirit of perseverance. Once unable to represent his house in secondary school, Juwe transformed into a formidable sprinter through sheer determination. His breakthrough came in 2003, clinching gold at the Nigerian national trial. The victory paved the way for representing Nigeria internationally, culminating in his 400-meter triumph at the 2004 Nigerian Open. Now, this is an amazing young gentleman, and he is here, and we're going to be discussing a great topic, an amazing topic about AI. We're going to be talking about education. We're going to be talking about the athlete, and it's really amazing to have you here in the studio.
Thank you very much.
I was just reading your profile, and I realized that you're an amazing young human being. You're not just an AI expert, you're an athlete yourself. You're also into the education space. How are you able to just combine all this together and, do something great in the society?
I think the connection between these different facets of my life is deeply personal because they are kind of brought together by dedication, determination, and mental fortitude. And these elements are not unique to sports or athletics, but every facet of life. Recently, myself and some elite athletes, Ese Brume and Preston Ochono, got together with their coach, Kayode Yaya, went into schools to motivate children on these elements, the need. In fact, some of the schools we visited, the schools I attended myself when I was struggling. So going back to these schools as someone who will be seen as successful is drive the importance of these elements in our society. These elements, determination, dedication, and mental fortitude is critical in our age today. That is why we are trying, the AI experts globally are trying to use artificial intelligence, or tech as it would be, to empower children through their education to be more successful in their lives.
So you talked about the fact that you and your team went to schools recently. Tell me a bit about that experience. What was it like going to schools and meeting children and informing them more about AI and the importance of tech and even using sports as well? What was that like for you?
It's really fascinating. I think the bigger or the stronger impact it had on me was returning back to my roots. I went to school like Don Dominguez College, a school I was in the early 90s. But education is not new to me. I was a teacher for 7 years, even became a director, working across schools, developing research and mathematics across schools. But what was really unique, what was personal to me, was the fact that I could connect to my roots, students like me, and tell them my story. And it was the same for Essie and Preston. And in fact, one of the head teachers actually asked the students, have you ever heard of Essie Brume? They said yes. If you see Essie Brume, would you know her? They said yes. How about if I tell you this is Essie Brume? Because they couldn't even recognize her in person, which is unique, because as athletes, or as human beings, we all know the importance of role models. So going into those schools and having a role model in front of them, or role models in front of them, interacting with them, it kindles that fire that would get them through their education and through life, and we'll start seeing the impact from the conversations we've had with students.
Now, before you move away from that topic on children in schools and education, there is a huge concern about malpractice in schools, and you have, rates and stats complaining every year about the amount of schools that are trying to curb malpractice happening in schools. What is your organization doing about that, and how can you help in one way or the other with AI?
That is really interesting because it aligns with the conversation I had when I had a speech sometime about in November. I think, when I say I think, I use my words carefully.
All right, that's cool. Okay.
The problem of malpractice is a big problem because it undermines excellence. AI can help us tackle malpractice. which is a big problem.
Okay.
There are stats that show that malpractice is evident in the society in about the chance of a student having credible results to be sitting at 60%.
Wow.
If in some areas we have malpractice at 40%,
Okay.
examination malpractice, that erodes the credibility of our qualifications. So it's a big problem. But I refuse to believe that focusing on malpractice will solve the problem.
Okay.
Rather, it's about focusing on driving engagement to learning, where students can enjoy their learning and actually take their learning personal. So I think the word personal becomes critical here.
Yeah.
That's personalizing education. If you go to most facets of life today, they are becoming personalized. Businesses are becoming customer-centric. They're trying to develop a business model that speaks to the need of customers. So why is education not following that suit? So that is what leading AI companies are trying to do, making education become more personalized. So it's personal to the child. In that way, the child becomes more engaged. So I think that's the direction to travel.
you have a master's in mathematics.
Yes.
And I'm probably wondering, because when you do the research, you find out that most students, especially, you know, in schools, have issues with maths. It's a very, to some students, it's a very difficult subject. I'm just wondering, from your experience, how has AI really helped students solve the issue of mathematics? You know, because, like, for example, if you ever ask me a question and you put X in the question, that is the end. You're basically saying, Edgar, do not get the answer, let it go. All right?
Edgar, you make a very important point. 90% of individuals struggle with mathematics. So if you see anybody, the chances of them struggling with mathematics is 9 out of 10.
Yes.
They're scared
Exactly.
of mathematics.
Only Nigerian conductors know how. They know maths for some certain reason when it comes to money. Take 15 naira, you give 20 naira, they take 100 naira. You know. But yeah, I was just kidding. Yeah, go ahead.
Because it's personal to them. Because it makes sense to them. One of the problems I've seen, I taught mathematics for 7 years.
Wow.
Why students struggle with maths is because mathematics is taught not to solve problems, but to replicate solutions. What do I mean? Maths is taught at the surface level.
Yeah.
If I say 3 plus 5, that is not the maths, it's the concept of addition that we're supposed to be teaching.
Yeah.
Making children understand what bringing together stuff is, adding stuff is. So, but most of the time we think add 3 plus 5, you do some shortcuts, and the kids don't understand this shortcut. So we need to go down to the basics, teach them in such a way that they can relate to things they know, so they have a strong conceptual understanding of these concepts. And an important point that needs to be brought to the fore is the fact that with machines, they understand what the child's interest is. So they build situations within the child interest that bring these concepts to life, so the child understands the concept rather than the addition, subtraction, ratio. Most times they are related.
And that's the beauty of AI. I think what AI does is AI helps, and, you know, it helps you understand it better. All right, thank you very much. This time, that is all that we can take in this segment. I am sure I'll probably have more discussions with you after this.